Hello, everyone. This is Penny DeSalle, speech therapist at Music Elementary. I'm here to present to you today regarding building language with your child. So let me set up and share with you my presentation. Okay, so here we go. Hope that you can see that now. We are here and we can see that we're going to learn about building language. And of course, we have our wonderful staff that is presenting to you live today. So if you have any questions or anything that you want to get cleared up on, I'm sure they can help you with any questions after the presentation. Okay, so let's get started. Again, my name is Penny DeSalle. I'm a speech therapist. I mainly work with children between the ages of 3 to 5 at the preschool. But I do have an array of skills that I've worked with children from 18 months to 22 years old. So with that said, I'm here to help everyone figure out how to build language with your child. So this course is made for parents of children with emerging language skills. So emerging language skills could be speaking only 1 to 2 word phrases, maybe using sign, maybe using icons. Children with minimal verbal skills, again, maybe they're not saying a lot of sounds, maybe they're using a lot of vocalizations, pointing, maybe hand leading. So these type of communication is also communication, but of course we want to build on that. And this course is for parents with children that have goals that targeting core words. So core words are words that are very important in their daily life. It could be words like more or all done, eat or drink. So these tips will help you at home. So now how can we answer this question? How to help your child communicate at home? First, you can be an assisted communication partner. This is where you are to help them grow, right? That's the whole thing that brought you here today, is to learn how to do that. How do I help them grow more language at home? So you're going to be an assisted communication partner. You're going to understand your child's strengths and weaknesses. So we have to see what are the weaknesses and what can we do to support that. So again, give proper language support. Okay. So how do I become a better communication partner? First, we have to do a few things. Okay, we have to observe, wait, and listen. So this is what we call the OWL method. And this method lets you help the child grow in a way that first you observe, you let the child lead. Okay, so we have to become detectives and observe their actions, gestures, any facial expressions that are being presented at the moment. So you might want to figure out what they're looking at. So let's say they're looking at this truck. I have a little fire truck here, a little red truck. So they might be looking at it. Maybe they're not playing with it, but they're just looking at it. Okay, so what are they looking at? Is it something that they could potentially play with? Is it potentially something they can eat? Maybe they're looking at towards some food. Okay, so we are being good observers, and we see if they are using the items the way they're supposed to. So if they're just having the truck and they just go like this, you know, I think it's okay for them to do it for a little bit because it's exploration. It's them trying to figure out what it does. Maybe it has different noises when they spin it. Maybe it feels differently when they spin. But of course, we want the child to learn how to use a truck correctly. And it's for playing, rolling on the ground, things like that. If they're not using it properly, you know, if you have another one of the same and you have another truck and then you're there to play with them, you can just grab one and you can go right next to them or kind of let them see and have a look. And then you can just play along and just say, look, vroom, vroom, I'm pushing it. So you're modeling how to play with the toy appropriately. I know that some might want to go ahead and take the toy and go, look, do this, do this. You can if they are willing to give it up. But some kids are very reactive to that and they want to just keep it to themselves. With that, if it's a child that would take and keep it like this and doesn't want to share it with you yet, you might want to have another item like it and then show them how to do it. So hopefully you guys can do it together. Okay, so we look at their facial expressions. Are they happy or are they upset when you want to play with them? So here again, you see that they're not playing with the truck correctly, they're spinning it, and then you think, okay, I want to play. You say, can I play? And you know, they keep spinning it. You can just see if they're upset. If you kind of go towards them and maybe you want to touch the truck and can I play with this? And they turn away, that's an indication that they're not ready to accept that your instructions. So what do we do? It's kind of like, okay, are they ready to play? If they're not willing to share yet, I'm going to model. If they are willing to share, you go ahead and take the toy and then you can model and you go, you do it, right? So you model and then you say, you do it. Okay, so we have observed. Now we have to wait. So now the waiting part. This is when we say, you do it, right? We are waiting for an expectation to respond. So with communication, it could be through play. Maybe you're asking the child to look at you, maybe calling out their name. Okay, and you're waiting for expectation. So the expectation maybe for you to call out their name is for them to look at you. So we're waiting for that expectation, whatever it is. So right here, wait, we stop talking. How do we wait, right? We stop talking, we kind of lean forward and we look at the child like expectantly. You're waiting to see if they are going to respond. So maybe you say, hi. Maybe that's a greeting, right? You say, hi. And then you kind of look, kind of lean in, because every person have this feeling inside them when someone's watching. So even little children, they know. So it might take them a while, but they might just do a little glance. And then as soon as they do a little glance, you give them a hi again, right? So this gives them the time to process. So first you said hi. They kind of process it. You're waiting, you're not saying anything else. Okay, you're waiting for them to start the interaction. So that start of interaction is them looking at you, just maybe for a tiny little second, right? And then they go back to doing their play. But that little fraction of a second of interaction is a good start. if your child is at that level. So what waiting says is that it sends a message that you are expecting a response. So it's a lot of work for them too, but it's also a lot of work for us. We have to learn how to wait longer, okay? You might think, okay, well, how long do I wait? Okay, waiting lets your child respond, gives them time. So with therapy, the rule is typically 10 seconds, and 10 seconds is a very long time. I think most therapists don't typically wait to 10 seconds, but at least 5 seconds. And if needed, really 10 seconds. So I'm going to start a little experiment. So we're going to wait 10 seconds, okay? So I'm going to put on my timer here. I'm going to put on a timer for 10 seconds. Okay. I can find a timer for 10 seconds. Here we go. Okay. So right now I want you to pretend you just requested something from your child. Okay. And then you're going to wait 10 seconds to respond. All right, that was 10 seconds. So that seems like a lot of seconds. Seems like a long time for a little response. But it's good practice. Even if you can just count in your head for 3 seconds or 5 seconds, give them that wait time. That is very important because we want them to learn how to respond appropriately. We want them to not rely on you giving them a lot of prompts. So start off small, maybe even 1 second. Pause for yourself, 1, maybe 3 seconds, move up to 5, and so on. So let's see, we have here, if they switch activity to another, this is where you start over again and you wait. Okay, it's going to be hard, but it's a lot of things happening at once. So it's not like you're just going to sit and wait, say something and then sit and wait. You're going to do a lot of different communication, but this is one little technique you might want to remember, that sometimes certain things you might want to wait. Like let's say if they want to tell you more using icons, you wait them out, right? You've probably heard the term, let's wait for a little bit, wait him out or wait her out for her to be able to give you the right icon. So we have here waiting gives them time to understand that you are expecting a response. So the response can be a gesture or some words, verbally maybe they pointed to an icon correctly. They can just look at you like a little glance, or maybe they started to look at other objects, kind of like go hand in hand with what you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about a truck and then they thought of a different truck and they're looking for a different truck. So that's a response, but we can try to shape it more towards words and gestures. That's where we want to have them use the most. The next step is to listen. Okay, so listening lets your child lead. So remember, pay attention to the words and sounds. Try not to interrupt, okay? So if they're doing whatever they're doing and it's them still kind of processing, they might be doing the same thing. Let's say he's spinning the car, you're asking him to, okay, can I have the car? And he's still spinning. It doesn't mean like, oh, he's not listening. If he's in that stage where he's maybe needing that time to process, And, 10 seconds later, he's like, here you go. It's kind of like, oh, you want the car, here's the car. Maybe give them a hand gesture like, here. And that's when they give it to you. Okay, so give them that little wait time. So listening, you yourself listening to what they're doing, respond to them like you would with other family members. Okay, so let's say a child is jargoning. Jargoning is maybe just saying words like this, la 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 la, blah 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 blah. But it sounds like they're having conversation, but you have no idea what they're saying. You might just say, "Oh, really? Okay." Just kind of pretend that you know what they're saying. So it's good to have that response for them, to give that back to them, because it means like whatever they're trying to say, even if you don't know, it means somebody's listening, and that it's not just going out there into the winds. Someone's listening and someone will respond to you. Okay, next is something you can say is, wow, good singing, when they are singing or they're humming to themselves. You can go, oh, they're singing or humming, or you just say, wow, good job singing, because now we're pairing a verb to what they're doing. So they can build more vocabulary that way. Here's another one. That's a big jump. Maybe a child is jumping for stimulation and they're really excited. It's like, wow, that's a really big jump. Or maybe they have a little small jump and you can say, that's a small jump. So learning these little words can help you later and down the road. Maybe you're at a park and you go, let's do a big jump. And then once they hear it many, many times at home, they might go, okay, what's a big jump? When I do this, it's a big jump, versus I do this as a small jump. So it's mostly pairing language with the action. Really helps. Okay, so how do you owl at home? Right? Think about that. Okay. I'll have you think about that. And next we're going to go over the communication house. What's a communication house? I want you to understand that communication requires a lot of skills. You might not think that it's they're all connected, but they are. Okay, so they are a series of skills that have to happen before conversation can happen. So I get a lot of comments from parents, I want my child to communicate and talk with me and things like that. Yes, I do too, right? Everyone does. But they have to have a series of skills. What are they? It's like building a house. You need a foundation. At the bottom, most important skill is attention. If they have attention skill and they can attend for a couple seconds, minutes, that's great, because the attention skill will have them be able to do good listening. And when they listen, they can imitate. Like if I say, okay, say daddy, they hear it, they're attending, they're listening, and they can imitate. They can do turn taking. So when I say, okay, say daddy, it's your turn, they're doing turn taking and they say it back. Okay. With that, all that on the bottom there, you put them together, you can start playing. You can play like, oh, I do it first and then you do it. You can play. You can play with like toys. Here you go, here's yours, here's mine. Which one's your teacup? Which one's my teacup? Okay, that builds on the taller part of the house, which is understanding. So now I'm talking about play skills with teacups. So if I'm saying, okay, I want some orange juice in my cup, but other cup, I think I want some tea. So it's a lot of different language in play. So now I'm asking the child to give me orange juice and tea, and they have to listen, turn take, play. Again, and the last part, top of the house, gestures, when we can't fully communicate with our words, maybe it's not fully understood, you can point, right? That's one thing about gestures. Oh, I want the blueberry pie. And they don't know what it is. And you go, I want the blueberry pie, that one. So now that helps the child to understand that if I point to the blueberry pie, that's probably the blueberry pie. So gestures really help. And that's how we build our communication house. So what bricks are needed for your child's communication house? Okay, let's see. We have to understand that some of the questions we can ask. Hold on for a second. Okay, and we are back. 1 second there. Okay. Let me go back one more here. Okay, click on this. Sorry, folks. Okay, here we go. What bricks are needed for your communication house? Okay. We have to ask, can they attend a task for a few seconds? Can they do it for a few minutes? If they can, that's really great. If they can only do for a few seconds, we want to build it up to minutes, right? Because for our tasks, we usually take at least a couple of minutes to do completion of a task. Can they imitate or copy actions? Can they copy sounds? Can they copy gestures? If you go, I don't know, like this, would they do it too and understand that that means I don't know? If you go thumbs up, would they do thumbs up too? Or even just bye? Say bye. Would they wave with you? Can you imitate facial expressions? So, you can say, oh, I'm sad. Would they imitate it and know that this means sad? Can they give a turn or on a toy or an item that they are holding? So that's one thing, is turn taking is where they need to learn that this item can go to another person and that it will come back to them. So that's a hard skill for a kid who thinks this is the most precious thing for them and they don't want to give it away. So that turn taking needs to happen where they have to know that, this will go away to someone else for a second and then it will come back to me. So learning that skill of turn taking. So what you can do is you can say, oh, can I have that? Can I see? If you can just see it, tell them that you want to see it, you get it from them, right? Most likely open your hand and go, can I have it? Give it to you. Oh, thank you for letting me see it. Oh, wow. There's a person in there. Thank you for letting me see and take a look, and you can give it back to them. You can say your turn, things like that. And build that skill to like a couple of times, turn back and forth, turn taking with different items. So how do we encourage your child to use more than one word or sign at home? Okay. We can do parallel talk using short phrases or sentences to describe what they are doing. This technique highlights the action, okay? So if a child raises a cup to his lips, you can say, you're drinking. Oh, look, Billy's drinking, if the boy's named Billy, right? Or girl. So this is a little video about parallel talk. I'm going to show you.
It has seeds all over it. What else is in there? There's the cow milk. Cow milk. Are you trying to open? Open the milk. pull. Oh, and I'm not open. Mommy drinks. Go, 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 go. Penelope drink. Go, 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 go. Oh, strawberries and milk. Oh, I hear that. The Velcro sticks to the carpet. Stick. Pull. Oh, thank you. Can you see something cool? Shake, shake, shake.
Okay, so parallel talk. The mom in that video is saying what the child is doing or saying what she's doing. She's shaking something. She goes, shake, shake, shake. She sees a child pulling something. She goes, oh, pull, pull. And she's trying to open a box. And then she's trying and trying. So the mom is saying, oh yeah, open, open, every time she tries to open. Here's another one. I'll play it quickly here.
LOL. You're looking. Looking. What's first? We'll call them shorts. Yeah. Shorts. You're putting shorts on. Nice. Shorts are on. What's next? Shirt? Not that one. Is that a shirt? Oh yeah. Black shirt. You're putting shirt on. Stretch. Stretch. So I'm modeling an action word there. Stretch.
So you can see that that's what exactly what she was doing. She's modeling the action. So that was parallel talk. This is another technique that you can do to build beyond parallel talk, is to have description. So using a word or short phrase or sentence to describe what the child sees and what he's playing with. So this technique is object I don't know, I can't say that, object centered. So let's say a child picks up a truck. You say, oh, a truck. It's a truck. Yeah, a blue truck. In my case, it's a red truck. Okay, so in this video, we can see how mom talks to his son, her son.
Look. This one, Mama's favorite to read. I love you through and through. Look at jumping. Look. I love you through and through. You're just being silly. I love your top side, your bottom side, your inside and outside.
So with that little video, it's a little hard to understand for them to get the concept, like, I love your inside and outside, but it's good that I see mom touching him, like, his head, his body, his legs. So to get an understanding that I'm saying words and it connects to your head, connects your body somehow. So that's another good way. Here's self-talk. Self-talk is using short phrases or sentences to convey your actions to the child. So what that means is that this technique is putting words with the action. So all of these three kind of work together all the time. So it's not that you're going to be using one versus the other. You're going to use probably all of them at the same time. So some of them are going to be easier for you. So pick one, any one would be good. Try them out. This one is self-talk. So you are saying things that you are doing. So you as a parent, you say, I'm washing dishes, or mommy is tired, or I'm putting on shoes and I'm putting my shoes on, or I'm playing with a truck and I go, I'm pushing the truck. I'm making it go fast. So it's putting words to what you as the adult doing. So this little video will show that.
So if I were to do self-talk, I would have my own doll, for example, maybe this one. I would say, I have this doll, Sophie. I want to trust her. I'm looking. I found pants. Nice. You put a headband on. All right, we'll pretend like this one's already dressed, so I'm going to do something different with her. Sophie, she's going up, 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 up. Repeating the word up for that concept. Up, 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 up. I put her on the bed.
So for that one, she says things that she's doing. So I'm putting the doll in the bed. I'm making the doll go up. I'm putting pants on the doll. So that's really good for you to be playing while they're doing the same play. Maybe they're not following you, but they hear and see what you're doing. Okay. Let's see, we have expansion. This is like for kids with maybe a few more words and sentences. So this technique is planting the seed so that their language can grow. So expanding is expanding their baby-like utterances into a more adult-like form. So if the child says horse, they're holding a horse. They say horse, and you say, yes, it's a horse. Or you can keep adding a brown horse. Oh, it's a big brown horse. Keep adding it. Keep adding and adding, making it more descriptive. Put colors to it. Put action to it. You can say the big brown horse is going very fast. Okay. So here's a little bit of what an expansion looks like.
He's looking behind the door.
What is bear doing?
It's a bear. He's eating honey.
Uh-huh.
The bear is eating honey. He's looking in the clock.
It's a snake.
It's a long, slithery snake.
Yeah.
So he said snake, and then she says, yeah, it's a long, slithery snake. Slithery. I said that wrong. But yeah, you keep adding and expanding. And we have another section here. We have expansion plus. Okay. This is where you are adding more sentences to give more information. So this technique is used for kids who are usually using 2 to 3 word phrases. Some of your children might be doing that. So let's say they are saying, I have horse, right? Very basic. You say, yes, you do have a horse. But here's the plus, right? Plus, you say, the horse has a tail. So you're adding a different detail to it, or you're adding something else. Or you can say, yeah, the horse is being very silly, or whatever other sentence you want to add to it. Okay.
In this video, Matthew and his mother are reading a story together. Matthew's mum does a great job expanding on and extending Matthew's phrases. She says his phrases back to him with the correct grammar and then adds more information. Let's see how she does it.
Mum, it's my need wash.
I know, he's all dirty and he needs a wash, doesn't he?
Yeah. Do it.
Oh, he's eating the sponge.
Sponge.
Ah, silly dog. You can't eat the sponge.
No.
No, because the sponge is for
Do
washing.
listen.
Yeah, You need to go scrub, scrub.
Swap, swap.
Make him nice and clean. He's all
Dirty.
he is, isn't he? And the boy is going.
Right, then.
He is. He's wiping him down, going wipe, wipe.
Right, right.
By expanding and extending your child's phrases like this, you can model the correct sentence forms and add more complex words or language while your child is focused with you on a fun activity.
So that was a great expansion plus technique where he's saying sponge and then she would say things like, oh yeah, he was dirty and used the sponge to clean, things like that. So yes, that is it for our building language presentation. So thank you very much for coming. And again, if you have any questions, please ask your teacher or your behaviorist. And if you have specific questions you want to ask me, you can email me and one of our presenters can have that for you. Okay, thank you very much. Stop sharing. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.